Hello everybody, it's Aaron. Welcome to another episode of TPPI. So we were talking about power. We're in the test stage right now. I had to test some stuff out. Someone suggested the mechanism biogenerator, which may be a pretty good option, but I don't think it's going to give us enough power to do everything we're going to need to do. But I think it'll get us started. So I kind of mocked something up. I made it's a 9 by 9 potato farm, and I'm still in Creative Plus right now, but I think if we go to look at the biofuel, yeah, here we go. If we look at the recipe for this, there's one that's actually wrong in here. It says if you take wheat, you'll get 4, and that's not the case. This is incorrect. If you put wheat in here, you actually get flour. But you do get 4 from potatoes. So what I've done, I made a planter harvester from MFR, a couple of tin upgrades. So it's 9 by 9, which just so happens to be the perfect dimensions for the sprinkler. And one aqueous accumulator is enough to run one sprinkler constantly. So I've got 3 crushers and 3 biogenerators. I set this up just because I needed to simulate a constant power draw. So this ran for, I don't know, about 18 hours without the laser drill and stuff. And we generated a surplus of potatoes. And then what I did was I hooked this up, and these things weren't full. I set this one to in out, and the extraction filter, there's no filter on it. I just set it to without a redstone signal so that the excess potatoes will go to these machines if necessary. And we're not going to be using this to run a laser drill, so I mean, we're probably not going to run into any issues. I just wanted to see if we would generate enough potatoes to run this thing on its own. The power draw for the other things won't be constant. But if we take a look at this, I put some upgrades in it just to make it a little faster. With 3 speed and 8 energy upgrades, they're only using 7 RF a tick, and these things generate 80 RF a tick. So I think this makes, this takes 2 RF without any of this stuff. So you can totally use one of these to run some stuff and have some power left over. If we get rid of the laser drill, there's not going to be a constant power draw, so we really won't have to worry about, well, we probably won't have to worry about that. So what we're going to need to make, I made a list. We're obviously going to need some biogenerators and some crushers. I don't remember the crusher recipe. I know that the biogenerator actually requires biofuel to make. These things are relatively easy. We're going to need a metallurgic infuser and an alloy smelter because I want to use the Ender IO pipes, because I'm trying to do things differently. But these pipes are really awesome. They really are. Besides the fact that you can run them in one block space, the item conduits, you don't have to put a servo or anything in them to make them do the same stuff that the thermal expansion conduits do. So let's go back to the real world. Let's get out of Creative Plus. We'll just go back to recipe mode. The farm over here is doing pretty well. What I've done, I set up a little planter and harvester with the ender pearls, obviously. For the middle slot, since it takes 9 and we only had 8 magical ender seeds, what I did was I put a sapling in the middle. And what the machines do, they take that sapling, not the sapling, but the products come down to a diamond pipe here, and the wood is going directly into the furnace and then to the steam dynamo. And it hasn't been empty yet. I mean, one tree in there with those guys is enough to run that planter and harvester on the default size. Obviously, if you make them bigger, the harvester is probably going to use a little more energy. But what I just did is I looped this around so that all the wood goes in the furnace and everything else goes over this way. The ender stuff goes in the chest here. And I think I set it so that the seeds and everything go in here in case I switch it out for glowstone or coal. And then the saplings, etc., they go up here. So I think what we can probably do is take down the Steve's Carts tree farm, and we can put a 9x9 potato farm right here using this planter and harvester, power it all with those crushers and biogenerators, and then use that as our energy system for the other things we're going to have to make. I think we're going to have to do a big reactor. I did a little testing on that, and a 3x3x3 makes about 250 RF a tick. If you make it one block higher, it adds another 250, and so on. So if we made a 3x3x5, I believe that would be 750 RF a tick, which, you know, will supply whatever we need to do. So let me go craft some stuff. I'm going to have to do it at the other place. I better get some ender pearls while we're over here. We're going to need those. And I've already made all of the thermal expansion machines, but I have not made any of the other machines. So we're going to have to make the mechanism machines. I'm not sure how much steel we have. We can use the metallurgic infuser for that. We're going to have to make the metallurgic infuser to make those alloys from it anyway. Whatever they're called. This stuff, the enriched alloy, we're going to have to make that anyway. So we'll do that. I'll grab all my ender pearls from over here. We're going to need those for the Ender IO stuff. And I'll just show you, the setup is basically the same. I'm still running it off of one furnace generator, which is, I mean, honestly, it's not enough, but it's just kind of to get us going. So let me craft some more stuff, and I probably ought to fill this with coal, make some more conduits, and we'll just kind of set up a few machines right here, make what we need to make, and then we'll set up the biogenerators and stuff on the other side. So I'm going to make the machines and some conduits, and then I'll see you guys when I'm done with that. Okay guys, so I think I'm just about ready. I have not made the biogenerators yet. I actually had some of this stuff I found in a mine shaft or something. If you make it with the iron, I'll just show you the recipe. It's empowered. I think it's faster, kind of like the impulse item duct. But if you do it with the nuggets, you get the regular item conduit. So I took three ingots and turned them into nuggets. Ended up with a little over a stack of conduit, which is pretty good. We're going to end up with a bunch of conduit binder, but that's okay. And I've got some of this, and I've also got some of this. So we can probably leave some of this stuff here. Actually, we can probably just go ahead and make the biogenerator right now. Let's toss away some of this stuff that I don't think we're going to need. We're going to need this for sure. I don't think we're going to need the steel. I may be able to make that work. So I'm recording this episode ahead. I normally like to get your feedback and then do the episode. But I have an MRI tomorrow, so that's going to take up most, if not all, of my evening. So I figured I'd go ahead and record right now, just so I could have something to upload. So Can we do that? No. I think I have everything. I don't have the iron. I put it all in the alloy smelter. And I messed up and ended up with something called dart iron. I don't know what it is. It's something from Dartcraft, which I'm not really using, so... Alright, so we can throw this stuff in here. I'm going to keep this stuff and some binder, because I want to make more than 8 more conduits. And I'm not sure how many potatoes we've got. None. We'll have to run upstairs and get them. Not a big deal. I just have to remember to get the rest of this stuff out of the alloy smelter. So I may have to run this off of charcoal until we get enough potatoes. Because, well, I guess I did replant quite a few of them. I'll just have to set a few aside so that we don't totally use all of them. Let's see if there are any up here. I don't even think I looked. Oh yeah, sweet. What we could also do is go ahead and grab the wheat and turn it into bread. And of course we've got the saplings. But I didn't want to use bread because that's an extra crafting step. We could use a cyclic assembler or something like that. But I figure as complicated as the setup may already be, we probably really don't need to add another step to the process. So it looks like I can carry a little more wheat. Awesome. I wonder if seeds will go in there. They will. So, I mean, we could essentially probably get enough seeds to run it off seeds, though it looked like we only got 2. You get 4 from potatoes. Of course, 4 from bread. And nothing from wheat. Oh wow, look at that. Okay, so we'll go ahead and make this here so we don't have to take the binder with us over there. 40 conduits ought to be plenty. Ooh, I need to make those upgrades too. I need 10 upgrades, and I'll make the aqueous accumulator and the sprinkler after. So we'll need a gold nugget, 10 redstone, and plastic. We're going to need to cook that up real quick. I'll just throw this in here. I think I actually have some rubber bars upstairs. Yep. Let me make sure I have a rubber sapling. Yeah, both kinds. Okay. So I think we probably only need to cook one of these. That should get us, since we get... No, we only get 1. So disregard that. And since we're down here, I guess we can just do this manually. We need 1 of these, and... Which one is 10? 10. 3, right? Yep. And of course we're going to need redstone also. So I'll just leave the seeds here. We could figure out a use for them later. And look at that, here's some redstone. So there we go. Alright. So I get so turned around. I don't know why. I guess I just haven't gotten used to where my books are yet. So I'm trying to figure if we're not gonna have enough space for all this stuff. Let's we'll stash some of it in here. Preferably the stuff we're not gonna need right this second. Okay. So I should have made a precision sledgehammer. What that is, if you hold it in your hand while your machines are out here, it'll actually show you the area that they cover. Since we know that it's 9 by 9, it's not really an issue, but for some of the bigger farms, it's really easy to lose track of where you need to put your harvester. And the sledgehammer actually makes that a little easier. Alright, we'll do the rest of these by hand. We'll go ahead and leave the cargo manager where it is for now. This may get rerouted. I don't really know. I think we're probably set on wood for a while. Let's see. So let me... if I make it straight out from the door... I'm not going to be able to do that without interfering. Actually, I can just remove this. And we could use a Steve's cart farm to do this, but since I've already got this nifty harvester and planter, I figure we'll just do it that way. So we'll go ahead and throw the upgrade in here. This is where our planter is going to need to go. I did make my my tools, by the way. You probably saw them. I put silk on this one, a little bit of redstone, and an emerald. And this one I left a modifier in case I want to put repair on it. I haven't really decided yet. I did a diamond and a gold block on both of them. So I basically just added one modifier to each. Alright, so that should... let me make a little more room. Oh man. Not really necessary. Alright. I wish I had a jetpack right now. That would really come in handy. I need to get to that pretty soon because the nether is... it's kind of a pain without one. Alright, so I guess I'll just dig this up. We're gonna need to get our planter, obviously. And I'm just gonna probably make about 8 more seeds, and I will probably harvest them manually, as long as they grow all the time. It's not a big deal. I think I have my magnet on. I hope you don't think this is cheating. I just find it a little more convenient. Alright, so let's put our planter not right there. Right there. We'll put the upgrade in it. And I'm going to block off a lot of this with stone. We really don't need more than a stack of potatoes in there at a time. My opinion, of course. So let's see, we're going to run our conduit. Oh no, that's wrong. Needs to go one level lower. I'm probably going to have to go down there, huh? That figures. Let's do it like this. Is that too far? Yeah, it is. Okay. So conduit, conduit, conduit. We actually need to set this one. This is pretty cool. Let me hide my NEI. You just click on either of them and you get both of them. So that's going to be insert energy only. I don't think that really matters. This we're going to extract. We want to turn off the redstone signal mode. Harvesters don't really like it if you use an item duct or a conduit like this, because they want to spit it out, and these things don't play well together. So I like to extract. Sometimes if you set it up without putting it on an active extract mode, it'll still spit the items out the back, and we don't want that. So let's put some dirt back upstairs, because something's probably going to jump down on top of us if we don't. We'll make a little light down here, and we'll run the rest of this conduit. I love that it only takes up 1 block space. I can't wait until I can make that machine that lets us camouflage it, because it's really comes in handy. Okay, so this is going to be insert only for items. Power, like I said, doesn't really matter. And then we'll come straight down off of these, and we'll put our generators back here. And I'm going to need to make an iron or a big chest. I guess we could use a barrel. I had a bunch of them. I left them over at the other base. I'll just put a barrel back there, and no, we don't want to use a barrel. That's no good. We'll finish the conduit, and then we'll put our crushers, and I think I left a crusher on the other side. So we're going to have 1 more crusher. Items are going to be insert. And then the way I set these, we put our biogenerators right here. You can only input on certain sides of them. I do the input on the crusher. We're going to auto eject to the right, and we're going to input into the back of them. Auto eject like that. And then we're going to need to jump start it, or it's really not going to do us any good. Let's make a bunch of bread, and we'll get the process started. And let's just split it up between both of these. I'll worry about the upgrades at a later time. I better put some light in here, or something is going to spawn. And we're going to need some conduit back here. And that should get us going once I hook up that energy cell and jumpstart the system. It should be self-sustaining once I get the sprinkler up and running. Alright, we're very loud, obviously. See, right now, oh, they're using 12, so I guess they do use a little more than I thought. Once you put the energy upgrades in, though, they only use like a couple. Alright, so this is, it's not accumulating power, but it is accumulating biofuel. So once we take that thing off, now we are accumulating both. This one as well. So hopefully our farm has planted. We can try it out with the watering can. Though if the harvester harvests those items while the bread is still in here, the potatoes, well, I guess they all got planted. Now we do need more than a stack. That's my bad. Sorry guys. 9 by 9 is 81, not 64. So the first harvested potatoes should go straight to the planter, and then once the planter is full, it'll go to the crushers, though obviously not while they still have bread in them. So we'll see if we can get a few potatoes just to make sure all our routing works. I probably should make sure everything has power as well. We know this does because it planted. This does. So actually, let's do it like this. We'll put all our potatoes here and the new one should go in that first slot. And then once we have an excess, of course, like I said, they'll go down to those crushers, make the biofuel, and go to the biogenerators. Alright, our first few potatoes. And after the episode, I'll probably do this for a little while I watch a TV show or something, just to kind of get the process moving. Alright, so we did get 5 potatoes here. So that is working correctly. I believe the way these work, it's kind of like the item ducks in that they go to the first available inventory. You can set it on round robin mode, but not really going to worry about that. These are full and they still have some biofuel in them as a buffer. And if anything goes wrong, I can probably, actually, let's try apples just because apples do work. I don't know what we get from them. We'll find out in just a second. Well, we get 4 from apples too. So, I mean, you could potentially run a tree farm, use the saplings and the apples, though you're going to get double the amount of biofuel from the apples. Okay, so there's our basic system. I'll throw my other crusher on there once I go back to the other base. Oh man, hopefully it kept its yeah, it kept its stored energy. That would have been tragic to lose it. I'll get the other crusher, we'll put it up there. I'll figure out if I want to put just a chest back there or what. I think we'll probably just use like a gold chest for the time being, and we'll set up that conduit so that the excess potatoes will go in the chest, and then we'll put it on in-out mode and turn off the redstone signal so that if there's any valid destination for the potatoes to go, it'll make sure to keep the crushers full. This thing right here, you need to make sure that's disabled. That keeps the conduit from seeing its own chest as an inventory and basically sending items out and then back in constantly. So that's how we're going to do that once we have an excess of potatoes. I don't think we're probably going to need them for a while, but we'll go ahead and get it going. And then I'm thinking we can probably run the conduit if we wanted to. I mean, we could put some machines up here. The only problem with that is, since I made the room with a bunch of 45-degree slopes, I guess that's 45 degrees, There's really no good way to line up the machines because I can't put the machines diagonally. I mean, I could, but they'll face this way. So I'm not really sure how to go about that. Maybe if I make that camouflager, we could stick them up here. Like if we're just going to use these to do manual things, we could put them up in the ceiling or something. I don't know. I'll have to work that out. Let me know your thoughts on that. I won't do that until I hear from you guys. So I think that'll do it for this episode. I don't know how long it's going to be, so I apologize if it's a little long. But we now have potato power. I think that'll be the title of the episode. So that's going to do it, guys. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, as usual, please leave them down below. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.